Alright, Mr. Sudhir Vasudeva, Chairman and Managing Director of India's largest PSU E&P company, joins us live now from New Delhi. Mr. Vasudeva, always a pleasure to have you on ET. Thank you for joining us. Let me first start with something which is of immense market curiosity. Earlier this week, ONGC has announced an interim dividend of about 6.2 rupees per share. Even though your shareholders are saying thank you for this New Year gift, my follow-up question is that for a company which needs money for expansion, the subsidy policy is still not clear. Why have you announced such a fat dividend?
First of all, let me correct you that the dividend is 6 rupees 25 paise. It is 125% of the share price of 5 rupees. And see, all the profit-making companies have to pay 30% of PAT. We have calculated that based on our H1 profits and the likely profits for the year, and based on that we have given this 125% of share price.
So Mr. Vasudeva, how much cash reserve are you currently sitting on, and post the recently announced interim dividend, how much will remain on your books?
See, in the beginning of the year we had about 27,000 crores. Let me also give you one proper perspective that 8,200 crores is kept for a fund which is called Site Restoration Fund. It is for the abandonment of the fields. As and when the fields have to be abandoned, then this fund would be used. This fund is not liquid. Then another 5,000 was kept for all the other provisions. So we had about 14,000 crores only at the beginning of the year. Now, depending upon whatever is our subsidy burden going to be, this is just going to be sufficient for our plan outlay, including this what dividend we are paying, which is now at 125% comes to about 5,400 crores or something. So it is just sufficient for that. So it's not really a big pile of cash we are sitting on.
Your decision to declare dividend, was that independent, or was there a special request from the ministry to declare a special interim dividend?
It was a decision taken by the board considering the profitability and all other conditions. There was no pressure, no request anywhere.
Okay. Mr. Vasudeva, you've decided to pick up a BG stake in 2 East Coast fields. What's the thinking behind that, and how much money you will have to pump in order to increase production of 2 of your East Coast fields?
First of all, these are NELP blocks, and we don't have to pump in any money. In fact, BG would give us money for this minimum work program which was to be done, and if they are leaving at a stage when the minimum work program is yet to be carried on. So in package for these three blocks which we have taken over from them, they'll pay us about $50 million.
And what is the total hydrocarbon deposits both these fields are currently sitting on? Could you share some numbers with us just to understand that what is the total opportunity of this asset?
Unfortunately, I don't have the numbers with me immediately, but I can tell you this: in one of the blocks, which is our KG block, we have already made one discovery, and we are hopeful of, we are in the process of drilling the second well, and when we are able to finish that well, we'll have an assessment of the results. But we are hopeful of striking oil and gas in all the three. That's why we have taken over this from BG.
Mr. Vasudeva, give us a broad picture and a ballpark estimate of how much can these new gas discoveries boost your gas production by in coming years, because some analysts see your gas production growth at about 13 to 14% by 2016. Would you say that is a fair estimate?
Let me give you this thing, a proper breakdown. We are producing about 66 million cubic meters of gas per day, and we have 2 big discoveries. One is in the west coast where the C series has got some upsides, and there's yet another field called B12. We are in the process of assessing that. The reservoir characterization, etc. is going on, and this field has potential of about 10 to 15 million cubic meters, and this would be on peak after 14-15. And on the east coast, this 98/2, which is in the deeper water, there are two separate zones of that. One is the northern discovery area, which is relatively in shallow waters, and the southern one, which is ultra deep, where we have made discovery at 2,841 meters. So in the northern discovery area, we are just starting the appraisal. We hope to finish appraisal in a year and then start the development program. And we are hopeful of producing this field by 16-17, and there are some nominated blocks around that, so we'll develop this into a cluster, and we hope to produce something like 20 to 25 million cubic meters if our appraisal goes the way we anticipate the reserves to be.
Mr. Vasudeva, there are reports that ONGC may also consider buying BG's share in Gujarat Gas. Is that a matter under consideration?
I would not like to comment. There are many opportunities which we keep on looking at, and it is not correct to comment on any such speculations.
So it is under consideration, right?
Pardon?
Is
it under consideration then?
I said I'm not going to comment on any of these speculations.
Well, speculation comes and goes, Mr. Vasudeva, but in principle, are you interested in the gas distribution or the utilization business?
Yes, of course, why not? I mean, city gas distribution business we have been looking at in the past, and we have had some MOUs with BPCL and others, and we have also bidded along with them for the couple of cities. So we are interested in this business. In fact, we want to be present in across the value chain of hydrocarbon exploration, production to up to downstream. I mean, we have a refinery, so why not into marketing as well?
Mr. Vasudeva, what about your realizations? Do you see ONGC in the third quarter, landing at about $63 to $65 per barrel on a net basis?
Considering the oil prices which are still ruling firm, it is difficult. In fact, the first quarter realization was about $48, 48.7 if I remember correctly, because we paid about 12,000 crore rupees in subsidy. The second quarter burden was slightly, relatively less, because we had to pay only 5,713, and our net realization for the first half was about $66. But the oil prices, yesterday also Brent was 113, so the chances that the subsidy burden would increase, because if we have paid so far 17,000 crores in the balance half H2, we'll have to pay substantial. So we are keeping our fingers crossed and then hope that subsidy burden doesn't increase unreasonably.
Has already started. Have you got any sense, any indication, any number for the Q3 subsidy burden?
No, we haven't got any intimation so far, but it should be coming any time now.
What's your sense? Right, my question is, what is your sense? What is your gross assessment that how big the subsidy burden could be?
We only hope that it remains reasonable level, because we have been telling the government that we should keep getting remunerative prices, which is in excess of $55. Then only we can support our plan outlays. So our request to government has been that only, and we hope that our request is exceeded.
Have you got any feelers, any official comment or any request from any of the ministries that you need to, since you're sitting on cash, you need to buy stakes in other oil companies?
No. I mean, all these talks of buybacks and cross-holding, etc., the discussions are going on, the reports in media, etc., but we haven't had any communication that we have to do any of these.